So the majority of gender-confused children grow out of that feeling by the time they are fully grown adults, according to a long-term study. Well, what, like the rest of us have known for like hundreds of years, many children, many young girls would act very much like boys, would dress like boys, and do what young boys would do. And over time, as they grew up and went through puberty and all the rest of it, over time became fully fledged women who went on to have children, families, all the rest of it, etc., etc. But the occult elite don't want any of that. And their underling occultists, who are fans of things like Baphomet, want to, change everything about humanity to the point that it's no longer recognized as humanity, as part of this interconnected death cult shenanigans ongoing. Researchers in the Netherlands tracked more than 2,700 children from the age of 11 to their mid-20s, asking them every 3 years of feelings about their gender. Results showed at the start of the research, around 1 in 10, 11%, expressed gender non-contentedness to varying degrees. But by age 25, just 1 in 25, 4%, said they often or sometimes were discontent with their gender. The researchers concluded the results of the current study might help adolescents to realize that it is normal to have some doubts about one's identity and one's gender identity during this age period, and that this is also relatively common. It comes amid a massive boom in transgender children receiving drugs to change their gender in the US, as critics say doctors and parents are not challenging young people enough. But think about in Scotland, that will be classed as conversion therapy and is to be banned. So even as a parent talking to their child and said, have you thought this through? No, that's all to be banned. That's absolutely all to be banned. Because of this belief in an interconnected, just the lunacy of this. The people who we entrust to look after our best interests are quite literally attacking humanity and being well paid for it. Yeah? So Patrick Brown, a fellow of the Conservative Ethics and Public Policy Centre, who was not involved in the research, told Daily Mail, this study provides even more reason to be sceptical towards aggressive steps to facilitate gender transition in childhood and adolescence. The fact that rates of satisfaction are lower even just a few years later suggests that for the vast majority of people, prudence and caution, rather than a rush towards permanent surgeries or hormone therapies, will be the best approach for teenagers struggling to make sense of the world and their place in it. Good God, can anybody remember going through puberty? Jeez, none of that was easy. Absolutely not, yeah? As such, policies that prohibit gender transition for minors makes a great deal of sense. I mean, it's not rocket science. It shouldn't be. The study is one of the longest in the issue of gender in children. But the researchers point out it has some limitations. Yeah, like who's funding it and who gets to know about this. For one, it looked at a mixture of children from general population and kids who were receiving mental health care, though not specifically for anything related to their gender. Well, it's long been known, for example, that many, shall we say, individuals who feel that they're of the wrong sex or want to become another sex, many of them also have autism. It's been known for long enough, but do they talk about it much? Absolutely no. Seriously. Anyway, I'll leave you a link to it, obviously under the pinned comment. But let's go to best rated. Many have been pointing this out for a long time and saying that no decision should be made until after they're at least 18, as it's such a life-changing decision. This proves that. That's why there are age limits and kids can't do things with a parent or guardian say so. Can't do things with a parent or guardian say so. It just seems common sense, but that seems severely lacking these days because, they want to obliterate common sense. As a girl born in the 60s, this is a good one. I went through a tomboy stage mostly because the boys had cooler toys and were adventure-seeking. Later in life, I worked in a male-dominated field of engineering. I admired guys, but never wanted to be one. I mean, fair play. Fair play. It's a phase. All the more reason not to give life-altering medication like puberty blockers or conduct drastic surgery, because there's no coming back from any of that, yeah? Before I go, I could always recommend Dr. Bruce Scott's channel, Scott's View, or Scott's Views, and he goes into quite some detail. For example, ending conversion practices and honest conversation and definitions. But even underneath that, it's got the Trevor Project. Conversion therapy refers to a range of dangerous and discredited practices aimed at changing one's sexual orientation or gender identity or expression. YouTube's not our friend, but hey, people keep saying when I'm on other platforms, Scott, it's buffering. So I had to come back here. And how's that working out so far? So, if you like what I do, buy me a beer or two, like, subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon.